ever. Keep proving my point, yes. I would like to thank whoever left their half-drunk bottle of water up here in your attempt to give me whatever syphilis of the mouth you have. It's not working.
I'll pivot later after the panel.
All right, I'll try this without my glasses on.
I should probably look. This is probably
17. Okay. So we're getting started a little early here because I want to, and y'all were looking so dreadfully bored. I felt like I had to do or say something. So hi, my name is Eric Vale, like it says here, in English and another language, which I'm going to assume is Japanese, but it might not be. I don't know. It could be hieroglyphics as far as I know. I'm not a very smart person. I'm just an actor. So I'm assuming that's why y'all are here, to hear all of the wisdom that I've acquired over the years, disseminate that out to you. This is the Way Things Are panel, right? So the whole concept behind this panel is that I have to answer all of your questions truthfully, no matter what the question is. That being said, I'm not going to truthfully answer what my social security number is, or my home address, or children's birthdays, none of that stuff. But I think y'all kind of get the idea. Well, let's see, I'll start off with a couple of things. I am not feeling 100% today. I'm a little wonky. I've had a migraine for about 4 days. And so my stomach tends to do this, so does my head. So if I get a little wonky and I just sort of cut and run, I apologize. Right now I'm feeling okay. So we'll just truck on until I cut it or it's time, whichever happens first. So yes, my name is Eric Vale. I'm a voice actor. I play characters such as Trunks in Dragon Ball Z, in America, and Canada, and Italia, and others. Sanji, One Piece, and Kimberly in Full Metal, and Yuki in Fruits Baskets, and other stuff. Okay, thanks. So there's a lot of other characters, but I won't go into it. Now, the other thing I would like to say at the top of this, which is just a Q&A panel, really, is we were all taught growing up that there are no stupid questions. There are absolutely stupid questions. Some of you might ask them, and if you do, I reserve the right to point at you and go, that's a stupid question. So be prepared, and keep in mind, we are here for fun. This is all in fun. No hurt feelings in this room, except for mine. But again, it's my panel, so I can have hurt feelings. All right, so y'all just want to go Q&A from your seats? Yeah, why not? It's a small enough room. All right, go. Okay, whoever is the loudest, that's who I'm going to hear. So everyone ask their questions at once, and I will hear the loudest question. See, y'all are doing it. Now, see, now look at this guy. He's like, yeah, I'm in, I'll do that thing.
What do you remember from working on Desert Punk?
What do I remember from working on Desert Punk? It's an interesting question because we work so fast in anime, you don't really retain a whole lot. Desert Punk was interesting because I was the head writer for the show, and then I got cast to play Desert Punk. So I was writing the show, and for the most part, knowing who was cast in it, me. And it was easy to write for me because I knew what my pacing was. It was great because we got to improvise for that show, because being that it's a comedy, and a lot of Japanese jokes do not translate into English very well. And when they come through a translator, they end up getting flip-flopped around. Sometimes, more often than not, the punchline comes first before the joke. So you got to figure out a way to make things funny. And Sometimes that was with the original intent of the Japanese. Sometimes you had to get really far away from it in order to sell the humor. So it was a lot of fun. I worked with good people in that, Jeremy Inman and Zach Bolton and Peter Hawkinson. We had a great time. A lot of improv, a lot of fun. A lot of boob jokes. We had to learn a whole bunch of different words for boobs. So we had to look up. I think we found 2,000.
Oh my goodness.
I didn't know there were that many. Yeah, we invented a few as well. Yeah. Which I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. Okay, so we've learned today so far that screaming your questions aloud really doesn't work. So we will go hands.
Okay.
All right. So if you have a question, you just raise your hand and I'll say. Here's a good example. Yes.
The question I have is, when you're doing a voice acting, are you watching the anime?
Yeah.
How should you do it?
I am. So when we voice in anime, depending on where you go, things are run differently. Most studios are run digitally from top to bottom now. That includes a digital script. That includes digital script on one screen, usually to the left, and to the right is the screen with the video on it. So your job as an actor is you have to sort of flash memorize the pieces or piece of dialogue that you're about to say. And then you get to watch the animation once in the Japanese, and then you record it in English. So flash memorize here while you're watching it in Japanese. Then you watch it in English, which is oftentimes there's nothing there, no audio. And then your job is to make this sound normal over here. That's it. It's a really, 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 really tedious job. But it requires a degree of focus that, as an actor, can help you focus in other areas of acting better, in my opinion. Okay, who else?
Any voice acting gig you ever regret?
Oh, that's a good one.
No, there's no voice acting
Any
gig.
voice acting gig you regret?
No, there's no voice acting gig I regret. I'm an actor by trade. That is my job. I act wherever anyone hires me. That's the only way as an actor you can make a living. Nobody in the history of the world has made a living as an anime voice actor only. You can do it, but you have to supplement it with other jobs. So I do a tremendous amount of other jobs. I do all the commercials for, all the TV and radio commercials for Dave & Buster's. So you hear me on there all the time. And also for the Dallas Stars, the hockey team. I do all their TV and radio, and also all the in-game videos. So if you're watching Dallas Stars hockey game, if it's a home game, and they're going to play one of those videos that talk about the players or the charities or whatever they're doing, that's my voice narrating it. And they play those games in arena in Dallas as well. And then also on the Dallas Stars website. And there's just tons and tons and tons of other gigs that I do that are like that. Recently I started doing the lead-ins and little spots for Fox Sports Southwest. So if you watch, you're probably not over in this region all the time, but if you watch Fox Sports Southwest, you're going to hear my voice there as well. As far as jobs that I regret, I don't regret anything because everything has paid me money and that's my job. And so at the end of the day, whether it is a completely ridiculous, stupid job, which I'll get to in a second, or something that gives you the crazy respect that anime does, or something that gets you a different type of respect, like Dave & Buster's. Like, just for everyone in this room, I said, like, oh, I'm American, Canada, and Trunks, and Sanji, and all that stuff at the beginning. Everyone's like, okay, yeah. But I say I'm the voice of Dave & Buster's, and the whole room's like, oh, yeah! Because who doesn't like food, drinks, and video games? Woo! Right? I mean, come on. That being said, I do jobs. I will not give you all the information on the thing I'm about to talk about because it's not my job to do that. It's if you care enough, you can figure it out at some point. But yeah, sometimes you do jobs that are questionable. There was an anime a few years ago that I did. I took a different stage name for because I was told that it had questionable material. Now, in my viewpoint, once I saw the anime, I'm like, it's not that questionable. I get where they're coming from, but so I took a different stage name for that. I do read a lot of books on like for Audible and stuff. Recently, I read one called it's called The Holocaust. It was all about the Holocaust, the history of the Holocaust. I was in the studio for that book every single day for about 3 weeks, and so, you know, every day I got to live through these words and perform, so to speak, what it was like to be in the Holocaust. So for 3 weeks, I was not a very happy person. But then
I don't even like watching documentaries about the Holocaust.
there's like country music coming from over here,
Oh, you're too.
Or something.
right?
Yeah.
We'll figure it out in a second. Other jobs that I do as far as voiceover goes, and don't ask because I'm not going to answer the question, but I have voiced some romance books. No, not all romance books. Like dirty, filthy romance.
The ones where you definitely have to take an alias for them.
Because I have a son in graduate school and I gotta pay for that somehow, right? So
I heard those books.
sometimes you just gotta talk sexy to make that happen.
I've thought about reading some of those and doing a
Are
different
they
name.
like common?
Anyway,
No,
and I wouldn't
like
say that I'm not
books.
proud of that work because the fact that I have read those books, got through them without laughing is a miracle. But I'm happy to have jobs. I'm happy to have regular jobs. It's interesting. Like when you're an actor and you're working regularly, that's actually pretty unique. That doesn't happen in the world of acting all that often. So the fact that I'm doing it, I mean, at the end of the day, my wife and I are just cracking up. You know, this is what my wife says to me. And this is true for all actors, and everyone will back me up on this. My wife, when I ask my wife, can I do something for a job? Say I have to perform in a kissing scene or a sex scene or something like that. What do I do? Do I do it? Yeah, I do it. I'm an actor. It's my job. And my wife always says to me, sweetheart, you're a whore, not a slut. You don't do this stuff for free. So, as long as my wife's happy, I'm happy. All right, who else has another question?
So, Fruits Basket was actually one of the very first manga series I got into, and that got me into the anime and manga world. And I know it ended abruptly after book 6, but the manga still continued. Did you ever read the rest of the manga and see how your character Yuki developed as a person?
I did not read the manga. I have not read the manga of any anime that I've voiced in.
Okay.
It oftentimes, as an actor, would just add to the confusion.
Oh.
Because sometimes there's differences. Sometimes the manga is harder to understand than the anime.
Yeah.
Anime is a little bit more for mass consumption, you know, whereas manga is a little bit more specialized. But no, I don't do that. I don't read manga. I don't watch anime. And a lot of people are like, how could you not watch anime? It's real easy. Just don't turn it on. But the reason is because it's not out of any kind of disrespect for the genre. It's that you don't. Well, I'll just equate it back to my life before. You don't make pizza. I used to work at a pizza joint. When I got cast as Trunks, I was working at a pizza joint.
Okay.
So you don't work at a pizza joint for 40 hours a week, and then on Friday night say, hey, everybody, let's go out for pizza. You don't do that. You go any place else. So at the end of every day, I mean, I can be, God, my agent called me yesterday and she's like, we need another full day of you at Funimation. Oh my gosh, okay. So I've got at least 2 full days out there next week, 2 full days out there the following week. And that's just the Funimation studio for anime. I do anime at another studio in Dallas called Anime Midstream. And And then I've got to go into that studio for like 3-4 hour chunks at a time. And at the end of all that, I don't want to go home and watch anime. I want to go home and watch like Rogue One or something, you know?
Yeah.
That's more my speed. All right, well,